The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading. So first off, props for you for being on this video, because what we're gonna be doing is breaking down some ways to reach out to the community and grow your church. And we're gonna be specifically answering the question, how can my church help the community? Coming up. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. And in this video, we're gonna be breaking down a couple of strategies that your church can use in order to reach the community, probably in ways you've never really thought of. In fact, one of the churches that recently used some of these strategies was running about 150 people, and in only 6 weeks, they ended up getting 111 people who planned to visit to their church. We also had a church of 40 that got 46 new visits in the first 3 months, and a church of 50 who got 71 plan your visits in the first 2 months. So let's dive into some of these strategies so that you can use them for your church. All right, so have you ever noticed that everything in the kingdom is basically upside down? So Jesus was a king that made himself a mere man so that he could come to the earth and save us. And when Jesus was here, he said he didn't come to be served, but to serve, right? That's upside down. What type of a king comes to serve instead of to be served? Matthew 19:30 says that the first shall be last and the last shall be first, right? And the Bible is full of this kind of upside down kingdom principle. And this is important because this is what most churches do. They actually have things backwards, right? What we need to do is we actually need to flip our outreach strategy upside down so that we can help our communities more, right? So here's what most churches do. They invite people to church so they can do ministry. Right? And it seems to make sense. It's like, well, if we can get them in the front doors, right, then we can help them, we can get them saved, we can get them, plugged into the church, get them baptized, plugged into a small group or a volunteer team, right? So we invite people to church so we can do ministry. But that's upside down. What we actually need to do is flip that, and we actually need to do ministry first and then invite people to church. This approach is going to completely change the game. All right, so let me show you exactly what I mean using an upside down community outreach strategy. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to set up a prayer page on your website. All right, this is pretty simple, especially if you have a really easy to remember URL like faithchurch.com/prayer. Right? You just simply want to set up a landing page on your website, just saying, hey, how can I pray for you? And here's what I recommend for setting that up. You want to have either a picture of you as the pastor or a video, right? Short video, but just of you and preferably your spouse if you're married, because that's always going to come across more friendly. And it's actually going to lower the barrier of entry for women, believe it or not. But you just want to say, hey, what's up? My name is Pastor Chris. How can I pray for you? Man, I know that things can be a little bit crazy right now, especially this time of year. And so, man, whatever it is, I'd love to pray for you personally, right? Just kind of share your heart a little bit. Ask people how you can pray for them. And then you simply want to have a way for them to submit a prayer request on that page. Okay, and then on that prayer page, it's really important, instead of using a form, you just want to have a button on your prayer page that says submit a prayer request, right? And then move on to step 2. Okay, step number 2 is create a chatbot in Facebook Messenger. Now, we've got a lot of videos that kind of break down chatbots and exactly how to do those, but it's essentially a text message that lives inside of Facebook, right? It's completely automated, so that way whenever someone submits a prayer request, then you can tell Facebook which text message to basically send back. This is just a great way to be able to scale and to be able to talk to a lot of people without having to be in there 24/7, right, responding to prayer requests. And the great thing is when you create a chatbot and you build it into your church Facebook Messenger, you can actually put it on your prayer page and people don't have to leave your page in order to go to Facebook. It'll just automatically open up Messenger and kick off those automated sequences. It's really, really cool. It's pretty innovative and people really, really like it because it's such an incredible solution and it's so personal, authentic, and intimate. All you want to do is set up your automated sequences in your chatbot to basically thank them for submitting a prayer request. And then I like to add an invite to church. Hey, we're having church this Sunday at 10:30. Can you make it? Right? Something very, very simple, but now you're collecting their prayer request and then you're inviting them to church. And then all you want to do is when you go into ManyChat or whatever platform you use to build the chatbot, you'll actually see an option to get a ref link. And then all you have to do is copy paste that ref link onto the button that you created on your prayer page in step 1. Sounds a little bit techie. I promise it's actually super easy. You can get somebody that's a little bit more tech savvy if you're a little bit nervous about this, but you only have to set it up once. It's super easy. It takes about 60 seconds to set this up. And then once you've done it, you never have to do it again and it's good to go. So grab that ref link, connect it to the button, and then move on to step 3. All right, now step 3, we want to create a Facebook ad. Now, this is not a boosted post, this is a Facebook ad. And the biggest difference is that if you posted something on your Facebook page and then you paid Facebook to basically boost it out to people, right? Or if Facebook came in and said, hey, this post is performing 86% better than all your other posts, why not put $20 behind it and show it to more people, right? That's a boosted post. But when you set up a targeted Facebook ad, you're actually gonna go to facebook.com/ads manager, and you're gonna look in your ads manager and you're gonna click on that green create button, and then you're gonna set up a targeted Facebook ad. I recommend setting the targeting up completely wide open. You're gonna reach everyone between the ages of 18 and 65 plus who live within driving distance of your church, which most of the time is about 10 to 15 miles of your church, depending on what part of the country you live in. Now, if you wanna learn a little bit more about this, you can actually check out my other video, which is the ultimate guide to Facebook ads, part 1 and part 2, if you wanna learn a little bit more in depth about how to set up that Facebook ad. Now, I helped my friend Tony set this up in a small town, and his church was running about 60 people, and they'd kind of been stuck at 60 for about 5 years, right? Small town, they're trying to get the word out, but their biggest problem was that they felt like they were the best kept secret in town, right? So we executed this strategy and built this out for his church, and what happened was within 3 months, his church went from 60 to 110, if you can believe that, right? Pretty crazy, but what would happen is, about 2 or 3 months in, what started happening is people started recognizing him around town as the Facebook pastor, right? And they started to recognize the church as the church that prays for people, right? Pretty cool. There's no branding campaign or marketing campaign that you could run that's going to start branding you as the Facebook pastor or the church that prays for people, right? But how cool is that? That's the message that starts to get out around town, right? And that's exactly what happens when you do this. We've seen this happen dozens of times with churches that see the exact same thing. So when you follow the strategy, not only are you going to build some goodwill within the community and you're reaching out, right? Because you're giving away ministry instead of asking them for something, right? You're not inviting them to church. You're actually doing community outreach by saying, hey, how can I pray for you, right? Because everybody wants a pastor praying for them. And then you're also going to start to become recognized around town as the Facebook pastor, and your church is going to become known as the church that prays for people. All right, so before I get to my last couple of steps, we are talking about church growth and outreach strategies and digital ministry all the time on this channel. So why not subscribe? Simply hit that subscribe button and then that little bell notification. That way you get notified every single time we drop a new video. All right, so step number 4 is you want to send people from your community to your prayer page. And you can do this really easily. You've already got the Facebook ad going, which is going to be driving traffic there. So I recommend doing 3 things: posters, 4x6 cards, and business cards. Now, the cool thing is you can actually go out to a place like clubflyers.com and you can print up 5,000 4x6 cards for only about $100, and you can get 5,000 business cards for only $50. For $150, your church can have 10,000 How Can We Pray For You cards that you can drop all around town, right? So you can go out to a restaurant and drop a really big tip and then leave a How Can We Pray For You card. You can set these up, maybe stacks of them at local gas stations if they'll allow you to do that. I know of a church that actually made a deal with the local Chick-fil-A, and they started putting those 4x6 cards into every single takeout bag that went out, which is a lot of people because let's be honest, Chick-fil-A is the Lord's chicken, right? So you can come up with really, really cool ideas to be able to send people to your prayer page and say, hey, how can we pray for you? And then send them to faithchurch.com/prayer, and you can put those up all over town. You can hang posters in the coffee shops. You can hand them out to people that you meet. You might even organize an outreach on Saturday where you get a bunch of people from your church armed with those cards, and they just go out into the community handing those out to everyone that they meet, right? So now you just want to send as many people as you can to your prayer page. All right, step number 5, fill the fridge. Now, I go into this in detail in some of my other videos, but this is essentially, you just want to reach out to the local elementary school or middle school or high school, and you simply want to reach out, talk to the principal, and just say, hey, here's the deal. Man, I'm the pastor at Faith Church, and man, we just really, really appreciate what you guys are doing. I know how hard it is to be an educator right now, and so just to kind of give back a little bit and say thank you, what we'd like to do is we would like to come in once a month and just fill the fridge in the teacher's lounge. Right? So, man, would that be okay with you if we just came out once a month and just, just let me know whatever their favorite drinks are, right? We're going to come out there and we're going to fill it with, Coke and Diet Coke and Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew and, Starbucks coffee drinks, maybe even put like some Little Debbie snack cakes back there. But we just want to take care of you guys and let the teachers know how much we appreciate them, right? What's going to happen is the principal's going to be blown away that anyone would do this. And the teachers are going to be blown away that anyone would take time to even think about them to do something like this. All you want to do is you want to go out there and make sure to get the good drinks, right? Like don't go buy like the Sam's Choice and all that kind of stuff, right? Like get the good stuff, get the name brand stuff. If you can, find out what they like drinking. In Oklahoma, teachers love Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew, right? What it is about that, I don't know. But so we make sure whenever we go out there, we have tons of Dr. Pepper, tons of Mountain Dew, right? We find out exactly what teachers like. And now this becomes a great way to be able to connect with them and build that relationship equity, right? And just kind of give back to the community. Once a month you come in, doesn't cost a lot of money because it's all just soda and drinks. And then just make sure to leave a note on the fridge that just says, hey, we filled the fridge. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. We appreciate you more than you could ever know. Love, your friends at Faith Church, right? Then just put PS at the bottom. PS, how can we pray for you this week? Right? And then just link to faithchurch.com/prayer. So now you're building goodwill in the community with the elementary school, with all of the teachers, with the principal, and I guarantee word is going to spread. Don't say anything, don't tell anybody you're doing it, but word is going to start to spread throughout the community that this is something that you guys do every single month. And then those teachers are going to start to trust you and start to look to you for leadership, and they're going to start to go to your website to start leaving prayer requests as well. So this is a great way to build relationship equity and to send even more people to your prayer page so you can be praying for your educators. All right, steps number 6 is community outreach. Now, basically, you can do the exact same thing that we talked about in step 5, but now you can do this at the local chamber of commerce. You can do this with your local fire department, the police department, any of your first responders, right? This is just a great way to go out there, and if they have any type of a fridge in their break room or anything like that, you're just gonna go out once a month, you're gonna fill the fridge, and you're gonna leave a version of that note on every single one of those businesses as well. And bonus points if you reach out to the mayor and ask how you can pray for the mayor and all of your city officials as well. All right, so if you like this video and you want to learn a little bit more about how to set this up, or if you'd actually like some help setting this up, just simply go over to churchgrowthagency.com, check out the free video, and you can sign up for a strategy call where we can talk about what it would look like for us to set this up for your church.